Hey, everybody, and welcome to this very special episode of Beyond the Controllers Game of the Week. I'm Gladys, and joining me as always is Cryptic Panther
Hey, everybody.
and Fatty.
Present.
Uber's not going to be able to make it tonight, and we do also have to apologize for the lack of the Game of the Week this past week. Our schedules just didn't really seem to link up, and we just couldn't get our shit together. We're going to try to make up for it by doing this special edition of the Game of the Week, where we'll be discussing at length our new love, Red Dead Redemption 2. We're going to try to avoid spoilers as much as we can and just talk generally about the gameplay, setting, and random encounters. So I'll start first off and say that we're all somewhat in the same area story wise and progression wise. So I feel comfortable that we can talk pretty safely about like the introduction and everything. So I know Uber was complaining about how linear it seemed to be at the beginning, and I do agree that it did seem somewhat linear, but it also, served a purpose, which I had to explain to him. I PM'd him to talk to him about it just to avoid spoilers and tell him that it opens up later. But it's kind of just to reintroduce you to the controls and how things interact with each other. And it puts you in some specific scenarios to teach you different features and controls in the game. So would you guys agree that the beginning was a little slow but still useful, right?
I enjoyed it. I mean, I know what he means. He made the comment he was expecting Forza Horizon 4 and got what did he say? I can't remember the game.
Stuntman.
No, no, Forza Horizon 4. He ended up getting what's the hell's that PlayStation 3 game with the um shit. We just got it free on PS4, the remaster. The fucking game where you basically it's a murder mystery. Anyways, beyond this, we're not gonna worry about it. I don't have the I can't remember the name of the game. But anyways, yeah, he was expecting a rocket ship and he got a Ford Escort. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he said like he fell asleep. I'm like, Jesus, like really? He's like, I got to this part in the start of it, and then I was like, I fell asleep. I'm like, well, yeah, but I mean, it's what do you expect? It's a story driven game. It's got to tell a story.
Right.
I kind of get where he's coming from. I mean, he's the whole open world game, and like it's like a lot of hand holding at first, and a lot of horse riding, but I had no problem with it. I enjoyed it. But I know where he's coming from if you're expecting to expect to instantly be an open world game. But I've never seen a single player game like this thing that's open world instantly just give you the open world.
Well, yeah, I mean, even Skyrim starts you out in a very scripted, linear, beginning, and then it opens up.
Yeah, I mean like Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean those
Yep.
games they all have. I mean Spider Man was kind of a little different, I guess, considering it was pretty. You know, the first story was considerably shorter than what Red Dead is, but Red Dead's story is
Yeah.
a lot more complex, I
It
think, than
is.
Spider Man's. But yeah, I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Fatty?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever played a Rockstar game that doesn't have that sort of hand holding area at the very first. And I think it's just for people who aren't familiar with it, to get their bearings. But definitely, as someone who's played a lot of their games, it definitely felt really linear and kind of bothered me. But I understand why it was there. So, I mean, I won't fault them for that. They're just trying to look out for everyone. But yeah, it was pretty stale at the very first. It just kind of irked me.
Yeah. I did like without spoiling too much. I mean, most people that have played it or are interested in playing it probably checked out something. You start off in kind of a snow setting, and I thought that was really cool. It really
Mm-hmm.
showed off some of the prowess of the game as far as the environment and interacting with it.
Showed off a lot of the
Because
detail they put in the base
yeah,
too, like
yeah,
that
because I
amazing
didn't
amount of
expect
detail.
that. I didn't expect it to be the first setting that we were in.
Mm.
And that kind of caught me off guard, but it also kept me interested. Like I don't, I mean, I don't know how Uber fell asleep, but
No, I don't know
like
either.
for
Like
me, it
that's
was it was exploring something totally unexpected. I expected a tutorial like introduction back into this world and a brand new character, um, but I didn't expect snow to be the first thing that we'd hit and play through. So it kind of also tells you too, like when you change environments and when you get out of that initial setting, when you get back into basically the world of Red Dead that we know and remember and expect of the plains and forests and all that stuff, that kind of tells you that, okay, now we're letting you loose. You know, that's kind of the signal that you're pretty much free to go do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was an effective transition as well. I thought that was good.
Now, when you guys were first cut loose, what did you do? What was your first moment of freedom?
My first moment of freedom, I took the hunting mission. Without spoiling too much, I mean, obviously we know hunting is a big part of the game. It's been featured in every article just about. So I can say that without being real spoiler. I think I took the hunting mission, and I chose after the initial encounter to stay hunting. So without spoiling, you guys probably know what I mean by that.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so I chose to stay and see it out, and I actually kept hunting in that area for a little while.
Oh, really?
Afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I really liked how they did that with the tracking, and you can actually even see like the scent of your character, and which way it moves with the wind. So you have to like angle yourself to where you're not downwind from something, because you'll spook it. Like, I love how in depth the hunting is, and I immediately latched onto that as like, wow, I want to explore this. So the first thing I did was I actually hunted a pretty considerable amount of time and was able to screw around with that.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what I done first. I mean, I got quite a bit of time into the game. I'm trying to remember what I done first. Shit. I think I took the ladies and we went into town. That was what I done
Wow,
first.
first thing?
Yeah.
I just recently did that.
Yeah, same here.
I think I just happened to walk up and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And that's kind of how I guess where I, because I wandered around the camp a little bit, right? And I was like, I was trying to figure out, okay, what does this mean? There's exclamation points on stuff. And I'm like, I didn't understand that quite everything is what I kind of figured out as I went along. But I was like, I don't understand why there's no interaction for me at this one particular area. I done like the chores around the camp. I moved the
Hay bales.
the hay bales and the grain, the bags of grain or whatever, and then chopped the wood. I done that stuff.
Wood,
I done that stuff, and then I don't want to spoil it, but the guy the guy I'm talking about, I antagonized him a little bit and and stuff like that. But yeah, like the first thing I did was took the ladies into town. Was the first thing I did, and I ran into some trouble. I tell you one thing that is impressive. Actually, let's go. What did you do, Fatty? I guess before I get into talking about anything more specific, you asked the questions. You might as well answer for yourself. What did you do?
Yeah, trouble was the name of the game unintentionally. What I thought was going to be just a simple horse ride, within the first 5 minutes turned into me kidnapping someone, assaulting a police officer, killing a chicken, and then having a bounty of like $145 placed on me. So it went downhill almost immediately.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, given the keys, you burned the house down, huh?
I guess so. And I just wanted to explore the map, and one thing led to another.
That's kind of a Rockstar thing, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Like GTA. Every time the GTA is, I'm just gonna go for a drive, and all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, you're at a level 4, and there's like you've already killed 400 people.
Yeah, you're firing a machine gun out of the car, out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
Normal Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's definitely a kind of a Rockstar. What do you call it?
Panther, what were you gonna ask?
Yeah, with what I already asked was more of a statement. The physics in the game are fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
And
Yes.
terrifying. In the first part of the story mission, it's not really. I'm trying to say spoiler away, but anyways, I had to go do something on my horse, and I took off straight ahead, and I was by a river, and then I go off the edge of the river and run right into a rock. And it fucking flipped my horse and catapulted me off the horse. And I was like, my horse! I was so scared I'd killed my horse. Didn't care about my character. Didn't give a shit about old Arthur. I was worried about the horse. And then whenever I was in town, anyways, I had to get on a horse to chase somebody. So I just grabbed a random horse because I didn't have my horse. right? Because I went into town with the horse and wagon, so I didn't have a horse, so I just kind of grabbed. I was kind of told to kind of grab one right beside me. So I was running through the town, on the outskirts of the town, and I went by one barn, and I didn't try to turn fast enough, and I drove straight into the other barn, and the horse crumples up against the fucking side of the barn, and my character like pancakes against the wall, and I'm like, that is just so fucked up. But I was like, holy shit. Yeah, the physics in the game, like, I was playing earlier, and I was going down like a bit of a rocky embankment. He's like slips and slides down the hill, and yeah, like they nailed the physics. The horse when he's going down or up, like down a incline or up, the way the horse moves and going down, he's slow and kicking the feet forward and stuff. Man, it's the sound effects. Holy shit! I can't really say graphics and audio and physics are like some of the best.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's one of the most technically impressive games that I've ever seen, and this is what they told us it was going to be, though.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
God of War looked amazing. It played amazing. Spider-Man looked amazing. It played amazing.
Yeah.
And the sounds in all those games are really good. But I mean, when you, I don't know, this still seems a little step above. Like I don't know, it's because it's the newest.
It's got the added option of the entire world. You know, at any time you can go anywhere. There's no loading screens or anything at all.
No.
And God of War is extremely limited. So to have something that looks comparable in a smaller arena, you know, isn't. When you put the two next to each other, you know, it's clear what the winner is going to be on, you know, the effect that it has and the quality of it. Because even if they were identical graphics wise, Red Dead would still be a more impressive feat technically because it's so much bigger and has so much more to offer.
Well, God of War had no camera cuts.
That's extremely impressive also.
Yeah,
and I'm not taking away from
no,
that.
No, but I'm saying that's one technically thing.
Yes.
Thing that, one of the big things that I really, really like about Red Dead is the cinematic when you're riding a horse.
Yes.
That is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
That's a good way to kill time.
It is. And you don't feel like I'm going to be looking like I know you can fast travel. I don't know. I can't do it yet. I don't think I don't have the option. But I know eventually I can buy train tickets. Maybe that's exactly it. I don't know. But apparently there's a fast travel. That means the train. Maybe there's another way. I don't know. I haven't really dug into it.
You can use carriages too.
Okay. But
yeah, I think the stagecoach in each town.
Yeah.
Okay, stagecoach or the train. Okay. I know the train you can buy a ticket because I had to go pay off a bounty. Because you know, things happened. So we're one thing I want to mention is the permadeath of a horse.
Yeah.
My first horse.
Oh, you lost one already?
I lost the horse. Well, not already, man. I got a lot of hours in this game already. But yeah, there's it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. I didn't get my horse killed. The bounty hunters fucking killed it on me.
Well, you had the bounty on you. And I dare say that
the
horse had no part in getting that bounty.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely didn't put himself in that situation, so there's some responsibility to take there.
But they didn't have to shoot my horse. Like it's not like I didn't feed him, not like I didn't take care of him, and not like I drove him off the fucking side of the cliff.
You just took him into an active war zone. Yeah.
I was running from them. I was going through town. The bounty hunter, I ran to town. And I'm like outside of the the typical area, and my one level's going down. All of a sudden, one guy come just like galloping like an 80 miles an hour across. I'm like, shit! I went to take off, and it was too late. I got to like the guy started shooting me, and my horse went down. I'm like, I screamed too. I was live streaming. I'm like, my horse! I'm like, they killed me and my horse. I'm like, motherfuckers. I never named him though. The first horse you get in the game, I never did name him because I didn't take him to the stables.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So since we're on the topic of horses, how many horses do you have?
I'll answer this first. I want to point out, just as an aside here, that Fatty can't even be bothered to stop playing this game while we're talking about it. He is currently as of this recording right now playing this game.
And
I
it's
can hear you
convenient we're
hitting
talking about fucking horses.
Oh, that the controller just get put down? There we go.
Yeah, it just got put down. Just got put down.
That's great. So back to the question here. I currently just have one horse, and that's because I sold my other one. I had two briefly. I've named both of them, and I'll go ahead and just say the names here. My first one, as promised, pre-release of this game, my first horse was named Clarence, and he's a beautiful brown and mostly brown horse with white spots. Beautiful. And then I traded up for this big fucking juggernaut of a war horse that I named Havoc, and he is like this glacial, like ice white, but almost like dirty ice. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a blackened white, and then he like towards his hooves, it goes black, and
Okay.
his hair is black as well. So he looks like something that you'd see from Darksiders. Like he looks like a horse of the apocalypse. It's beautiful.
Okay, so what edition of the game do you have?
I have the middle tier edition, not the standard, but not the take a car loan out, like the middle one, I guess. I don't know what it was called.
It's okay. Right. So I have I bought the I didn't buy the collector's edition that comes with all the stuff in the box. I bought the digital, but I bought the high end one that comes with everything. I'm like, screw it. If I'm gonna go that far, I might as well buy everything. So I know with mine it comes with two horses.
Okay.
Did yours come with two horses?
I don't know. I haven't seen
Did
any
you-
indicator.
When you went to the stables, though, did you have to pay for that horse that you have?
I bought it. Yes, there was other horses in there that actually don't cost money. I did see that, so I already own them. I'm sure that's from getting that digital edition of it.
Because I have okay, so
I chose to pay for this horse though because I really wanted him.
okay. All right. What about you, Fatty? What do you have for horses?
Let me color you a picture right now.
He's
'cause
got a donkey.
I've had two horses. I had
Uh-oh.
the one you start out with, and I didn't name him anything because I didn't know how at the very beginning.
Me too. That's the problem I had.
Yeah. And then I went to the stables and I bought my first horse. I consider him my first horse. And I went to call him Dookie the Third, but I accidentally hit the like finalize button, so his name turned out to be Dookie T. So
You could go
Dookie T.
you could go back and rename him, but yeah, Dookie T. There we
No,
go.
I wasn't renaming that. That was perfect. I just left it. So Dookie T was this really average horse, and it's an average horse with an average name. He was brown, and he had like one white spot on his ass, and that was it. There was nothing special about him. But I've had Dookie T since almost the beginning of the game. And just as we started talking about horses, I just tried to jump on a train,
Oh no.
but my horse decided to jump into the train and got fucking annihilated. And is now, and this is the picture I'll paint for you. He's now laying in a mud pit in the swamps next to a train track with my saddle, two birds, and a skin laying next to him. And it is currently downpouring. Well, my character just stares at this dead horse that he's brought since the very fucking beginning of the story. Dookie T is dead, and I don't got another horse.
Poor Dookie T.
Rip.
Oh fuck!
Rip. Oh man.
Okay.
The controller went down so forcefully.
Yeah, and it was. We just started talking about horses, and then that shit happened.
Slammo.
Like, there's no.
Oh. Okay, so
So you don't have a horse reviver?
No, it's dead.
Oh, he's
Like,
dead.
it's dead.
Oh my god.
so
I
the,
revived him before. He is dead.
so the reviver, does it bring a dead horse back, or is he almost if he's dead, can you revive
There
revive?
is one, yes.
So I know I
that
think I
does
have
bring
a
dead horse.
okay. I didn't know if it brought it all the way back, or it was designed of your horse was completely stunned but not quite all the way dead. Oh shit! So here we go with my story. So we already know the first horse I had died, and I died. So when I respawned, I had this brown horse with a white patch on his ass. I'm like, whatever. Fucking pissed off. I lost my horse. I was up to like level 3. I had the brake slide where you plant his arse and slides to stop. I had that unlocked on my horse. I'm like, shit. I went and I'm starting back at scratch. Fuck sakes. So I didn't lose any of my stuff because all your saddle stuff just comes with you. So you don't got to worry about that. So anyways, I had named this horse yet because I didn't know how. I still didn't figure it out. You got to go to the stables because I haven't gone to the stables to do anything. So I went and done a bounty. And to do this one bounty, you have to go after this fella. And I kind of screwed up, and I thought the guy was on this lower ledge, or the lower part of the map. So I got off my horse, and I'm like, oh, he's up there. So I ran up the hill, and the guy jumps off the cliff into the water, and the game makes me get on this guy's horse. So I'm chasing him on his own horse as he's floating down the river. So anyways, I capture him, yada yada, bounty, and I whistle for the horse. The one that I had jumped off of, the guy that I captured, his horse is now coming called. I'm like, this is not my horse. I want my other horse. I mean, this horse looked cool. It was the Hungarian half-breed, so it's like black with white spots and shit on it. But I like, where's my other horse, the brown one? I'm like, fuck sakes, screw it. I took the horse and went into town. So I played a while and had this horse. I'm like, whatever. And this is a female horse. Because the other one's a male. This one was a female. Anyways, I think I stopped playing at this point. I come back, loaded my game up, and I whistled for my horse. Both horses show up. I'm standing there and I got 2 horses. I'm like, well, this is awkward. So I'm like, well, how do I keep both horses? I was trying to figure it out. So anyways, I figured out, go to the stables. And you can rename them and stuff. So the brown one, his name is Chuck Norris. Because he was a Tennessee Walker. And when I looked at the name, I was thinking Texas, Walker, Texas Ranger, some shit come to my mind. So for some reason, I'm like, screw it, I'm naming him Chuck Norris. So the white black Hungarian half-breed is female. I'm going to name her Twat Waffle. But you are not allowed. You are not allowed. Profanity filters. You cannot use the word twat.
In single player, it's strange.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. I thought it was rather strange. I'm like, damn it. So I named it Betty White.
There you go.
So old Chuck Norris has been stabled up for a while. I've been riding around on Betty White.
You've been riding Betty pretty hard.
I've been riding Betty. Anyways. Oh. I also when starting done the stable mission, so I have the war horse, the one you have.
Yeah.
And his name is Frank the Tank.
Nice.
And basically he's been my horse ever since I done that mission, and
awesome.
Old Frank the Tank. So I don't want to give away much more because I don't know where about you guys are for what you've unlocked. I know I'm a little bit better than you, but I was killing horses is kind of a thing. At least out of this,
or somebody else's.
Someone else's. At least this is this is on me. This is my fault, 100%. And out of the 4 horses, I only killed 1. So I was driving a stagecoach. I come across and I've done like one of those little stranger mission things. So anyways, I got on the stagecoach after it was over, and I'm like cruising with the stagecoach. And I had Frank the Tank following me because I whistled at him. He starts following me because I'm like, if I get somewhere with the stagecoach, I don't want to have to walk. I want my horse. So he's following me, and I'm like driving on the train tracks going, a train's going to come and up behind me and kill Frank. This is going to devastate me. So I need to get off the train tracks. So I'm rounding the corner, and I'm like, okay, I'll get off up here. The train track turns into a bit of a bridge. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to get stuck in these train tracks. Everyone's going to get killed, including myself. So I'm like, okay, there's a bit of a lip here. So I drove the stagecoach off, and it went right off the side, no problem. Frank followed me, and I'm like beelining across country. And I didn't realize there was a fucking gully coming up. Not really a gully, I would say, but like a drop off a good probably 6 to 8 foot drop off. And I drove right off that and fucking buckled myself off the stagecoach and killed one of the horses.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. Yeah, so I had to get up, and Frank was standing there watching me. And I'm thinking, dude, I'm sorry, man. I was like, I didn't mean to kill. Hope you didn't know any of these horses. Hope they weren't your family. Yeah, it was horrific. Yeah, yeah. I didn't mean to kill the horse. I was just booking her in the stagecoach and drove it off a 6 foot embankment and killed the horse. The other ones got up and ran away. But yeah, I killed one of them. It was kind of sad.
That is pretty sad. Shit. All right, so moving on from the horses, though, is there anything so far that you've been surprised at, like how much you enjoy? Is there something that surprised you like that?
Just hunting for one. Hunting
Yeah.
is so fun.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to fishing, but honestly, just sort of cruising around and exploring and like enjoying the world. It's such a serene, like it just immerses you. And
Yes.
I found myself more than not just riding around.
Yep. Yeah, I've been doing the same thing, and it's funny because my fiance sometimes watches the games that I play and sometimes can't be bothered. And this is one that like she'll just get engrossed in with me, and like I'll be playing and not realize that she's on the couch like watching instead of on her phone or reading or whatever. And I'll know that she's watching because I'll be riding through this vista, just through the plains and like the sunlight floating through the trees, and it looks beautiful. And she'll go, "Wow," and I'm like, wow, yeah, I know. Like, holy shit, this looks beautiful. And I was thinking about the fast travel thing earlier as I was playing, and I'm like, I don't even feel like I need it. Like, I enjoy, even though I've had several times to where like I've just gone back and forth and back and forth. I still don't feel upset at that. I don't feel like I'm wasting time because the game is so gorgeous and it's so vibrant. It's so full of life. Like it feels like an actual world. Like they really filled it. It doesn't feel like the plains are barren. There's squirrels and rabbits and skunks and snakes that I've even ran into. There's those random encounters. There's people that you pass by. The hunting that you can do. I mean, just seeing any of the animals and trying to collect some skins and stuff. I've practiced like archery on horseback, and that's a lot of fun and really satisfying as well. So I just like going anywhere. You'll be surprised at what you find, or you'll stop and get sidetracked just naturally, and it's just amazing. It really is. Yeah, I agree with that as well. The hunting thing, of course, like I said earlier, that was one of the first things that I was like, wow, I really like this. I can't wait to start fishing too and seeing how that works. And somebody did tell me that once you get into chapter 2, there's a mission that kicks that off. So even now, as I feel like I've made a decent way through the beginning of the game, we still haven't unlocked all of the, even just like the base features, I guess. And that's staggering by itself too, I spent hours and hours already. What about you, Panther?
It's kind of the same thing. Just yeah, I mean, riding the horse, the cinematic mode, like I mentioned before, is so amazing, and the fact that you can still interact with the world.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, how I was riding cinematic mode, and all of a sudden these guys were yelling at me to hold up. I committed cinematic mode. They were trying to fucking rob me. So, I was like, you ain't robbing me, motherfucker. I took off, got off my horse, and they come at me, and I ended their lives. The hunting I haven't done enough of. I definitely want to do more of it. I haven't really focused much on the hunting. I've just been kind of exploring, doing a lot of little side missions, finding the strangers as I go. Yeah, I mean, the game is just amazing though. When you ride through a town after it's rained and then the sun starts to come out and the sun's like glistening off the mud packed streets and shit, it is so cool. There's I don't know if you're probably not far enough yet, but there's another town where you can go into. It actually has like cobbled streets and shit, and the sound effects of the horse running on that is so cool and just so impressive. Yeah, like I just the game is just so much fun just to ride a fucking horse. It's crazy. You figured, okay, I gotta drive, ride my horse all the way back to this town again to do something else. I gotta ride all the way back to camp to make another mission. I don't care. I'm putting in a cinematic mode. I'm just, watching the fucking scenery, and some of those camera angles are so impressive that even when you're going through areas and the camera pans back and it passes by the trees and stuff, the things are in and out of focus correct. Like it is a true cinematic. Like they must have spent so much time just to just on that part alone. Like you're stupid not to use it as much as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, this game really does do a good job of making like what would be monotonous like things you don't want to do seem really fun. Like simple things like horse riding or even crafting like at a campfire. I was having a blast seeing what different things I could do, and those types of things in other games just bore the shit out of me. But with this, I can't wait.
I know.
Yeah.
I gotta remember to eat.
Yes,
I'm like underweight now because I'm not eating. The old Arthur's underweight. My horse though, man, I feed that motherfucker all the time. Frank the Tank gets oat cakes, baby.
He's gonna live up to that name, dude.
Yeah, Frank the Tank. That's funny too. You stop after a long ride, you get off. I always give him a pat, and he takes a big shit, and I'm like, all right, we know you're working well. You're eating and shit. And you're
Yep.
doing good. But yeah,
One of
like
the things that I've tried to get in the routine of doing is the day-night cycle seems pretty fair. Like I don't feel like the days last too long or nights last too long either. But I've tried to keep it realistic in when I sleep and when I eat. So I'll sleep through the night most of the time, and just have him get up in the morning, and I make sure to eat, at night and in the morning. During the day, I normally forget about it, but I try to at least start and end the day giving him food to eat, just to keep a routine, I guess, and keep him healthy. I did find it strange that I've never seen him drink any water. I feel like the canteen should have been important as well.
yeah, I agree.
That's one thing that's kind of, I think, an oversight,
Yeah,
I guess, because if they have the option for you to eat and food and lose weight and all that, staying hydrated in this type of environment would be a huge thing, right? Especially if you're going to go on a hunting trip for days out there, like you need water, that should also be an important resource. So that's actually one thing, and this is going to be my next question. What's something that you guys are unpleasantly surprised by? Something new, or maybe that was overlooked, like I just pointed out, that you're kind of like, that's not right.
or something I don't like. You mean, or just something that?
Well, something that you don't like, or that you don't think was done well enough, or whatever. So something kind of negative, I guess, is what I'm asking for.
I found gunfight right off the bat was weird.
Gunplay?
Yeah, because out of habit, I mean, I've been playing a lot of PC games, mouse and keyboard, right? So the auto aim thing was like, so I was having such a hard time relying on the auto aim that I was like constantly aiming at my target, then moving the fuck controller away because I was trying to put the cursor where I thought it should be going, right? I found that was so counterintuitive right off the bat. I've seen some other people on Reddit were complaining about it as well. But now that I'm used to just, pulling the trigger up and popping off and shooting people, I'm getting a lot better at it. But I found right off the bat, people were saying that if you pull the gun up and go to shoot somebody, your instinct is to aim, right? Automatically.
Right.
And I also found it so slow. So I didn't adjust any of my settings. I just went with the default right off the bat because I'm thinking, well, until I figure out how it's going to play it, I'm not going to make a bunch of changes. So I found I was fighting myself as I was playing it. I found that it was a little frustrating. But now that I've just got used to pulling the gun up and then aiming and firing because it kind of does that auto aim, I'm a lot better at it. I don't have the same problem now. But I found at first it was a little odd. I think they should have had, I don't know how they should have done it, because they throw you into a gunfight without you actually ever getting to like use your gun. Like they should almost had it like a firing range or something for you first get used to how the gunplay works.
Maybe have you hunt for squirrels or something, a fast moving target to test like the auto aim.
Yeah, just I found it cumbersome because I was trying to aim, but the auto aim, I was fighting the auto aim kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of the first thing. Um, I don't really know. Um, One thing is if you're running, you bump into someone with a horse. You get if you knock them down, you get a fucking water level because you fucking assault. I had a guy right in front of me, and I was like just trotting down the street. I wasn't like wide open, and the guy kind of walked right in front of my horse before I could stop, and fucking dude was like, well, what the hell you doing? He fell down and get up, and I was like, water level for assault. I had to go hide. I'm like, what the hell? Um, Another thing too is I was in a town and I kind of got beside a guy in a horse and buggy a little bit, and I didn't mean to get into space, but apparently I did. And I have the option of my horse to do the how he can rear up. So the guy was complaining because I was too close to his wagon. I kind of got into his his zone of existence. So anyways, he's like smack talking a little bit. I didn't even engage with him. I was kind of ignoring him. I was just fucking around with my horse, and I reared up. The dude pulls a shotgun out and starts to shoot at me in the fucking town. So I'm like, fuck you, dude. I pull my gun. I return fire. I have a water level for murder now. And then the fucking cops start chasing me. I'm like in this town I'm not familiar with. I'm like going up an alleyway going, oh my God, I'm going to get boxed in. And the two cops are standing at the end of the fucking gateway. I'm like, I just run them over with my horse. I'm like, screw you guys, I'm out of here. But yeah, that kind of irritated me. The guy shot at me first. I returned fire, then I got the cops after me. I was like, that didn't seem right.
He was a local. He had the free pass.
I guess. But I know there was another time that I got into engagement with somebody. They pulled their gun out of me, and I ended it. And same thing happened. I had to take off because of, there was a witness, so I had to take off and get out of the area before I got a wanted level. But I was like, that's kind of odd. I mean, if someone shoots at me first, I should be able to return fire. I should have to run away from every gunfight if there's some random stranger on the road.
The one thing that I did, and maybe it was a fluke and one time or whatever, but I might have found a way around the witness thing. So I had this guy pull up on me, and I guess I had gotten his space as well. So one thing also I'll say that I kind of didn't like is how if you're holding X to maintain speed when you're galloping and you pass somebody or somebody's going the same direction as you, excuse me. If you get up next to them and you're still holding X, you'll match speeds with them, which I understand why that feature is there. But for total strangers, I feel like you should have to like really make it intentional to match their speed.
That's happened to me 2 or 3 times. Well, yes. At least twice, anyways. And I was like, first time going, why am I slowing down? Then I just double tapped and I got ahead. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. So what I end up doing is just letting go of X until I overtake them, and then I'll hold it again. But yeah, I really shouldn't. I don't think have to do that. But anyways, my roundabout thing with the witness thing is so this guy draws on me and I shoot him down, and now I'm wanted for murder because this guy's not wanted yet, but there's a witness to the crime.
Right.
And so he hops on his horse and starts riding away to go tell the police. I ride after him and I lasso him. No, I don't kill him, but I just lassoed him. He falls off his horse, and then I hog tie him, and I left him there. That's it. So there was no witness to me doing that. He couldn't report the crime because he was lassoed, and nobody's the wiser.
Well, there's a like one of the little side mission story things where I had someone witness, and it said chase the witness. So I chased him and I threatened him. I was like, I didn't see anything. I've done that a couple times. Grab somebody like they seen something happen. I was like, you did you see this? And I was like, I didn't see a goddamn thing. Like, there we go. I just walk away. But one of the I want to talk about stuff that I've done, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, hold on. Let's get Fatty's answer for the question first before we move on.
Okay.
Something I really didn't like at the beginning, it kind of grew on me now, but something I really didn't like is that you had to always retrieve like your gun or your bow from the horse. It seemed every time you went on a mission or something, it would just magically disappear off your back, and that bugged me. But it's kind of grown on me now because it's a little more realistic to probably how it was back then. The one thing that I really have a grievance against with this game is there are still areas in this vast open world that I haven't even fully explored yet where I'm not allowed to run. One being the camp.
Yes.
If I want to full on sprint like Usain Bolt from my horse to my tent, I should be allowed to. If I knock some people over in the process and get charged with assault, that's on me. But I should be able to run in these places where anyone would really be able to run. I hate the fact that this game makes you walk around in areas that there's no need of it. Like, I get it. It's trying to make you slow down and, understand what's around you. But at the same time, I really just want to go to where I'm going at some points, especially in the camp.
Fair enough. Yeah. That's a good point.
I agree with you. That'll probably be patched. I know there was another, what was it in GTA 5? You couldn't run in your apartment or something at first, and then they patched it so you can basically have the same movement. I imagine eventually they'll probably get enough complaints and they'll change it. That was one thing I noticed too. I'm like, why can't I fucking run here? But yeah, I mean, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Do you have another one?
No, I mean, other than that, I haven't found too many things I don't like about this game. I have found a few glitches though, which were pretty hilarious. My first time I played it, I actually lost sound to all aspects of the game that were not in a cutscene. All the cutscenes had full sound. Everything else was dead fucking silent.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. So there's a solid 20 minutes of my stream where it's just silence from the game. It was really.
Do you play with subtitles?
Yeah, but those didn't even show
a
up.
Silent movie. Oh no,
those didn't show up. It wasn't loading those parts. So the parts where they would try to have a conversation after the cutscene into the game and you take control, everything would just stop. There'd be no sound, no subtitles, no nothing. They weren't even moving their lips. So it was some weird ass glitch, but I don't know, it was kind of funny. Quick restart fixed that. But
okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't have many other complaints.
Wow. All right, Panther, where did you want to lead this discussion next?
The gore in this game. The funny thing is you can't use the word twat in a single player game. But
right, 'cause that's offensive, sure.
But I could take a guy's head clean off with a shotgun.
Right.
And apparently limbs as well. I haven't shot anyone's limbs off yet, but that's gonna happen. It's gotta happen. The skinning of animals.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Remember the old school, I know the one mission that we haven't really talked about because we don't want to spoil anything, that hunting mission. That is an impressive skin. That's all I'm going to say. That that was pretty badass. But yeah, the deer skinning, I'm so used to the old, you just walk up and the guy kind of crouches and makes the knife moves, a little bit of blood spurts up. That's it. But this is impressive.
Oh, yes.
The only thing I've done so far is deer, elk, that other creature that we are not going to mention. I done a turkey. You just kind of pick it up and pull the gizzards or something out of the fucking thing. I
expected skin because it says the option to skin, but you just pull something out of it.
And you get a couple feathers as well, and that's it.
Yeah.
The rabbit.
Dude, the rabbit is awesome.
Skinning the rabbit. I was not expecting that.
It's like for anybody who hasn't done it yet, the best way I can describe it is like when you're in the gym all day or you've engaged in heavy physical activity and sports or whatever, and you've got those long socks that go almost up to the knee, and it's like grabbing from the toe and just pulling off that big sock. Like, that's how you skin a rabbit.
You're not pulling the rabbit out of the hat, you're pulling the rabbit out of its skin.
Yeah.
Or pulling the skin off the rabbit, because he grabs by the legs. It looks like he shoves his fingers in its arse and just rips the fucking skin off. I was like, holy shit. I was like, that is fucked up. But yeah, the level of detail in this and the gore, the traumatic effect of when you shoot a deer and you don't kill it in a one shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
that is sad. That is some sad, because I shot one. I thought it was in the neck. I guess it was too low. It didn't count. And it stumbled and fell, and it's crying. I'm running over going, oh my God, this thing's just laying there bawling. I'm like, all right, I finished them off. I'm like, holy shit. That thing made a lot of noise.
Yeah, I think my favorite aspect of gore so far was dropping someone in front of a train. They literally explode. They're just chopped to fucking pieces.
I threw 2 dead bodies on the tracks. because I was riding along and these two guys wanted to have a gunfight, but I guess they didn't realize who I was because neither one of them survived. So I took their bodies, threw it over the train tracks. So I'm like, because the train tracks are like right there. So I'm like, I'll just throw their bodies, see what happens. I'm just standing there going, there ain't no fucking train coming. I'm not gonna stand here all day. Fuck that. So I left. So then there was another mission I was doing, and I remembered that I have a lasso. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lasso this guy. So I did that, and then I'm like, I threw him on the train tracks. After like I done part of the mission thing, it's like I'm supposed to let him go, but I lassoed him again, put him on the train tracks. I'm trying not to play evil because there's a trophy that if you play too evil for too long, you lose missions, like little side missions. You can't get the trophy. I'm not really think I'm ever going to platinum, but I'm thinking if I can get that trophy, then I can just start playing as evil as I want to. So I'm kind of playing in the borderline. Like my guy's a little bit to the white side. He's close to the red most of the time. So I'm like, if I just leave him on the tracks, is this going to count as I killed him because I left him here? So I'm like standing there and I'm watching. I'm waiting. I'm going, I don't know how long I'm going to wait for this because I said this is getting fucking boring. So I cut him free and I left. I'm like, every time I try to do something with the train tracks, the fucking train's never there. I stopped the wagon on the fucking. I stopped the horse and wagon on the tracks. I unhooked the horse, let the horse run away. No, I let the horse run away, and just the small wagon with the barrel on it. And I wanted to see what happened when the train hit it. I fucking waited like for I don't know how long in game. It was like 10 or 12 minutes in real time, and no fucking train. I'm like, fuck this, and get tired and left. I'm like, where the fuck are these trains, man? It's like I need a schedule so I know when I put people on the tracks because I want to test some shit. But I'm like, every time I turn around, it's like I'm standing there going, no fucking train. But I figure one of these times I'm not going to check the tracks. I'm just going to run across the track blindly and I'm going to get fucking T-boned by a train. That's what I picture happening.
I did have one instance that I think nobody else has had before, and I mentioned it in the Slack chat with all the guys about putting somebody on a campfire. So how I came across this was it was night and I was getting ready to camp and I saw smoke rising nearby. And it was just a little bit off the road and just in the middle of this little bit of a clearing, but surrounded by trees, was this nice little cozy campfire and a guy. And I came up and I walked my horse. Like I even got off the horse before I got to the camp and I led him the rest of the way. And it was very casual and like even just cinematic, you know, how accurate that would have been. Because I was like, I want to be non-threatening, you know, maybe I can share the camp with this guy. So I get up into the camp. And I greet him, and he immediately tells me to fuck off. And then I didn't because I'm like, well, you know, my guy's probably tired, man. I've been riding for hours. Like, no, dude, I'm going to take this spot one way or another. So I end up shooting him with an arrow in the eyeball. And I got my arrow from him. I looted his body. He had a nice little camp. I stole a cigar and enjoyed that later. And then I picked him up and I put him on his campfire. And I got like pretty much from the shoulders up. It was like leaning on the campfire. So his body was, you know, mostly prone, but leaning up on the shoulders. And the coolest thing happens. So he slowly ignites from the head and the flames travel down his body. And then they'll burn for a short amount of time and then go out and then reignite in the same way. And his body is slowly being damaged more and more with each process and burning renewal that it goes through. So after several iterations of corpse burning, he was finally unrecognizable. And I have to wonder now, I want to test it eventually when I decide to go full evil. I wonder if they can't identify the body, what happens?
CSI style.
Yeah, because you got to think back in the day. I mean, like if you just came upon this you know
corpse.
Piece of human charcoal, then how are you how are you gonna tell what happened? You know,
That's true.
and how are you gonna tell who did it? So I'm very curious now as to how that works, and I'm not sure yet.
I tried to throw someone on the fire. I got into a duel, and I killed the guy. And it was a duel, so I didn't get, you know, a wanted level or anything. So I'm like, oh, there's a campfire here. I'm like, what happens if I throw him on a campfire? I walked over, and I stood there, and I pushed the drop button. He dropped him, like, perfectly just right beside the campfire. I'm like, come on. So I went to pick him up, and there was a prompt to cook. I'm like, I might as well get something to eat while I'm waiting. So I cooked something right quick, and I ate it. So I picked him back up. Just as I did that, someone walked up to the other side of the camp going, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" Ah, starts running away. Witness. I'm like, fuck this. And I was getting ready to, I was been live streaming for a while and I ended my stream and I was just kind of fucking around. So I just quit my game so I didn't get a wanted level. But I'm like, and then I tried to throw another guy in the fire. The same thing. He landed and his arm fell in the fire. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, man. Why can't I throw anybody in the fire? But yeah, it's on my list of things to do.
Yeah. Well, I wanna blow somebody to smithereens with a shotgun now. After seeing your screenshots,
I want
that's
to.
crazy.
I want to. Someone said you can shoot like limbs off, and apparently they scream and shit and bleed out, and so I'm definitely going to be aiming for someone's kneecap with the double barrel. I just might find someone on the side of the road and just do it to them just for fun. But yeah,
you said you weren't going evil, right?
Well, that's the thing. I tried. I was just gonna play. I'm gonna play evil and just do whatever the fuck I want. But then it's like, well, there's that trophy, and I was like, the more evil you play, then there's more bounties you gotta deal with.
Yeah. And I've been playing rather good actually. I'm mostly on the white side. I'm about 75% of the way to the right. And I get discounts at the stores.
Yeah, I just went into a new town and it said that I went into town because my honor's up because I've been kind of doing everything as good as I kind of can. Still things happen. But one of the cool things a stranger I come across was a fellow that just kind of come up and fell off his horse like he was injured really bad. So I take him into town. And so I had to take him to the doctor. So I take him in and I put in the doctor's show, come on in here, whatever, yada yada. He kind of a cutscene real quick, and he puts him in a chair. So I'm standing there, and the doctor's talking. He's like, "Oh, this wound's so bad, it's all cut up and all infected. I'm gonna have to amputate the arm." So anyways, he drugs the guy, knocks him out, and he goes, "You probably don't want to stay here and see this." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." So I stood there, and the guy picked the fucking saw up, and he sawed the guy's fucking arm off.
Oh shit!
And then I was like, "What are you gonna do with the arm, buddy?" He picks it up and threw it in the fucking bucket underneath the table. I'm like, "This is awesome." I was like, "Yep, there you go."
Oh my god!
Yeah, like the level of the stuff in this game. I mean, I could have just walked out whenever I set him down. Mission complete. I could have walked out. I would have never known that.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
There was a guy that I passed on the road 3 or 4 times during my trip, and he was cleaning out the horseshoe right next to the side of the road. He's cleaning out one of the horseshoes on his horse there, and he says something about he sounds frustrated, right? And I passed him 3 or 4 times, and I finally was like, okay, so he's obviously here for me to interact with. Let me stop and let me see. So I stopped my horse, and before I could even get off, he says something, and the horse spooks or whatever, and it like puts its leg down, it moves forward about 2 steps, and then it kicks back and it bashes his fucking skull in.
Holy shit.
And this guy's body flies and just about hits my horse. Like it moves several feet, and he just collapses onto the ground and starts bleeding out of his skull, and motherfucker's just dead. And the horse bolted. And I never saw the horse again.
Whereabouts was this at? I'd never seen that one.
I mean, I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Holy shit.
But I was laughing my ass off because it was not what I expected at all.
Well, I was riding the horse. I was going to do one of the bounty things. And so anyways, I'm riding along and I'm cinematic mode. And all of a sudden this guy's yelling. So I come into cinematic mode. And the guy's like, I need help. So I ride kind of close to him and I jump off my horse. He laughs and jumps on my horse. I dropped him with a clean shot right through the back of the fucking head. He fell off my horse. I'm thinking, no one rides fucking Frank the Tank but me, baby. I was like, what the hell? That was so random. I guess, usually they're like, I need you to do this for me. I need you to do that for me. The dude jumps on my horse. He thought he was going to fucking jack my horse. Jesus. I'm like, I don't think so. It was so funny. It's just the random shit is amazing.
Yeah.
I just to think that I've been playing this since Friday morning, and it's now Sunday night, and I have fucking barely done anything really in the game. Like I don't have anything. I don't have everything unlocked. It's crazy, and I'm even farther in the game than you guys are. I think story mission wise, and yeah, I mean, I definitely plan on doing some more hunting, but Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna focus on to try to do some more hunting after I finish this current mission I'm gonna start. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, and the last thing I want to get to, because
Okay.
we're about to hit the hour mark. Um, what's your hairstyles and facial hairs?
Full on
What are you
beard,
gonna style 'em?
full on beard. I haven't shaved, full on.
You planning on letting it go?
Oh yeah, I'm never shaving. And
Just
the
full
hair,
out, man.
yeah, the hair. I went and got a haircut just because, and I kind of shortened it up. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the beard. I'm not shaving. I always thought about maybe shaving and go like mutton chops or handle. Once it gets really bushy, go handlebar. But I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go full on. Yeah, Arthur Morgan's is the Bushmaster.
Nice. I've currently got my beard as well, fully grown, and I haven't cut my hair yet. My length is 4 out of 10 for my hair and my beard.
Damn.
I did style my beard or my hair, excuse me, to where I just kind of it almost looks like I just pushed it all back, like it was just combed back now. It was
Okay.
kind of scraggly before, and I don't know. I like kind of how it's swept back now. So I did buy the pomade to keep it styled, keep it looking nice and handsome. Um, but beyond that, I don't know how long the hair can get and what else unlocks for that, or what. I got to imagine that the customization for that will increase as the game goes on, because I think the hairstyling seems really, really simple right now, but the beard stuff you can do a lot with.
Yeah,
So,
when I picked the hair, it was I just picked one. I'm like, okay, we'll do that, whatever. Then I was like
yep.
scrolling through. I'm like, shit, I should have shaved his head.
I don't know. I thought about it. Fatty, what about you?
So yeah, beard, it's completely out of control. Nothing done to that. Hair, I left the length the same, but I got a fade done.
Okay.
So he's got a nice fade going on around. Now the real question is, what hat are you wearing?
I actually, man, I had a black hat for a while. There was a scenario where I had to kill a couple people and lost my hat and couldn't pick it up back from the ground.
Oh,
So I was riding around hatless for a little bit. Eventually got a white hat off of a dead body and was riding around with that. And then also lost that hat in a scuffle and couldn't get it back. So I just said, fuck it. I'm hatless now.
Wow, that drove me nuts. I was hatless for a while. I had the same problem. I got into a fight, and then I lost my hat. I didn't realize it at first. I'm like, shit. So I'm back to where the area was, no hat. So it took me a while, and I kind of went and bought one, just a cheap one, like a black, I think it was the one with the red band on it. It was just a cheap ass white hat. Kept fucking losing it. But anyway, once you get on your horse, you can. I had an incident where I got on my horse and I could not select the hat. It would not. That field for the option was completely empty in my horse. I couldn't put a hat on because you always have your own hat. Arthur's hat's always available.
mm-hmm.
So if you go into your menu, you can actually put your hat back on. I had a bowler on for a little while because I didn't have a hat, and the guy that I beat the shit out of, I beat him to death. I took his hat, the little black and red banded bowler. I have the hat, the one the famous one that doing work posted in the Slack chat. I have that one as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I have that.
Currently no hat. I've been no hat for a while. I bought it's basically like one of those flat newspaper boy hats, the really like saggy ones that you just throw on. I bought one of those, but again, yeah, it kept falling off, and I just got fucking tired of it. So I've been no hat for a while.
Yeah,
and I don't know if I'm gonna go back.
Well, I mean, I'll eventually get one. I feel. I don't know. I don't.
There is a hat I want.
Uh-oh.
I saw it in the catalog.
Cat in the hat.
I saw it in the catalog while scrolling through, and you can make an opossum hat.
There you go.
Well, I know our buddy doing work has a bear hat right now.
That's why I have that. I have that one. I have that one as well. I thought I lost it because, like I said, I accidentally bought a mask. Because I thought I could just view it, but when I pressed on it, it was not view, it was buy. I'm like, oh, fuck it. Anyways, I come back into the menu. I'm like, where's my fucking hat at? So I'm back on my horse, and I didn't have the fucking option to put my hat back on. This is where I had that problem where I had no hat for a long time because I was like, it wouldn't let me put a hat on, and I wasn't gonna go buy another one. I'm like, screw it. Then eventually the option come back, whether it was because I was in an area or I was wanted or whatever the reason was. But um, the customization's pretty cool. There's lots of customization options.
Yep.
I'm impressed. I'm
Very
impressed. I
All
wanted
right.
I wanted a top hat. There was a guy that I think I beat the shit out of it, a top hat, but it fell and I couldn't get it back.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. Walk around with a big old black top hat on. That'd be badass.
Real quickly, let's wrap this up. Are your guys' outfits customized in any way? I'm in all black. I'm the signal of death. What about you guys?
I had I'm not sure it was one of the outfits because of the package the edition I bought, but he had like black and silver type chaps and a black jacket with a little bit of tassels on the front. I can't remember the name of the outfit, but I took it off because it's the area I'm at, it's warm, so I just have a shirt with a like an inlaid dark red vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Nice.
kind of fancy, kind of a little bit fancy boots. Nothing great. I haven't really spent a lot of money on any clothing because I get bounties, and I want to build up some money because there's some guns I want to buy, and I know they're in the $190 range, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you know, sometimes you do the body, you get 65 cents. So
Yeah. All right, Fatty. What about you?
Yeah, I am wearing a. I bought a jacket, and actually, I don't know if I bought it. I think it was just unlocked or something. And it's kind of a light bluish jacket with like a fur collar,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's kind of really beat up and torn up around the sides. But I really like it because in the fur collar, right above Arthur's heart, there's two big old bullet holes going through it. So I saw that and I was like, "That's fucking cool. Let's throw that on him." So yeah, that's what it's been for a while.
speaking of bullet hole in the chest, I went to an NPC and I was trying to do something like with the buttons. I'm like, I was trying to think of, well, how do I do this one thing? And I went to press L2 to chat, and then I accidentally pressed R2, pulled my gun out, and shot the dude clean in the chest.
Oh,
So he fucking takes off running. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I get back on my horse. I fucking take off from the area, ride the horse down the fucking way, yada yada. And I come back. The cutscene starts. The dude's got a bullet hole in his fucking chest. I was like, well, that's fucking cool. I'm like, all right.
Wow. Love it. All right. Well, if no one's got anything else to add, any last words, Phyllis, before we close this down?
Nah.
No, I don't think so, man. It's just,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, a very special episode of the game of the week here, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2. We've been looking forward to it. We've been playing, and for the last hour, we've been gushing on it. So thank you guys very much for listening, for sticking with us through this whole episode. And hopefully we'll see you guys on a regular game of the week next week. But from the three of us here and for Uber who can't make it, thank you guys very much for supporting us and listening to us. Also, next weekend, Extra Life. We're almost there.
Yes. So excited.
Panthers in the lead right now.
I
say
am.
it.
I am.
So super excited for that. All of our Extra Life stuff is listed as well, or it will be listed in this description of the video. Our Twitter pages have been on fire promoting Extra Life. So if you guys haven't checked that out, please do so. It's for a great cause, and hopefully we plan on seeing you guys this coming weekend. I think all of our shifts are pretty much locked in now. They should be, at least, I'm pretty sure. So that'll do it. Yeah. That's going to be it for this game of the week. Thank you guys once again, and we'll see you